why chasing money is detrimental versus attracting money. It's like all week I've been reminded of this lesson because like earlier in my career, I'm gonna tell a few stories to try to make this resonate best, I guess. But earlier in my career, that was my main focus, just chasing money, chasing money. But it's like just for the sake of wanting money or having money, but not even any plans on what to do with the money. And what I eventually learned was I didn't have any skills. This was like prior to Agro Salons. And my skills were I had went from making all this money doing the cell phone thing, which didn't really require much skill. You just had to have a little bit of common sense, to being reduced to an Uber driver. Like that was pretty much all I was qualified for. And even in that moment, I didn't really understand why. And in one way, I'm like, you know what? Fuck this. If I'm so smart as they claim, why am I driving for Uber? I think I've told this story before. So I did know I wanted to make money online. I did not have the skills. But there was like a turning point where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to figure this online thing out. And I don't have a choice. Like, I have to figure it out. And I essentially just like put my back up against the wall and just cut everything out. And that was just my focus on making money online. And in that process, I began to acquire information and skill. And I remember when I was making, I think we're back. But anyway, so not knowing anything, and I'm like in 6 months, like I'm gonna be making like enough money to get my shit together. Then 6 months turned into a year, then 2 years, and then three. And it's because I had poor expectations. It was also a lot of what do they call it? Shiny object syndrome, where you keep chasing these different opportunities because you're like a new entrepreneur and you don't understand. You don't understand what it means to be focused. You don't understand what it means to be disciplined. Because honestly, if I would just have focused on one thing and committed to that one thing and not just been abroad, oh, I want to make money online, it probably would have happened in 6 months to a year. But in a week, I was trying to chase something different until I did hire a coach. And this is why I like coaching and all of that stuff is so important. I hired a coach, and the coach, essentially, I paid him to tell me I needed to focus. It's like, man, you need to focus on. I had the skills to market. The issue was I was trying to serve everyone. And it was like, your network is like hairstylists, so you need to provide marketing services for hairstylists. I got in the direction of I grow salons, and I'm still in it to this day. Um, and my point was about the 10K. All I had in my mind was 10K. By the time I actually made 10K, and that's where the focus and the chasing money thing I'm talking about. The whole 5 years I had been maybe like 3 years I had been chasing money, like chasing this 10K mark, and I never got to it. But when I got into my groove and actually just started providing value and just working every day and just being excited about the work, the 10K came and I hadn't even noticed it. Like I hadn't even realized I was making like all of this money. Like I was just excited to work. And I see that now, and it's like it's easy for me to even forget that now, and the position that I'm in. I'm like, I want to get to this income level, but I just keep focusing on money, and I don't do the work. And even in my surroundings, like I had a coaching client, and she just from online. She had like an in-person coaching deal or whatever, but she just kept saying that she wanted to make 10K, and I'm like, why? Like, what's so significant about making 10K per month? And I kept trying to get her off of that dollar amount. Like, you need to just get better at your craft, because focusing on making 10K is just trying to focus on making 10K. What about the things that it takes to actually get to that number? That's the stuff that you're ignoring, and that's what you need to focus on. And same with me, I'm like, I have a number in my mind that I would like to be at per month, but at the same time, I'm not doing the work required to get to that number, because all I'm focused on is the money. When in reality, I should just be focusing on getting better client results, working harder. Then the money will just naturally come. And I have a stylist friend that same thing. Is like, her clientele is kind of sporadic, and I've been knowing this girl like almost a year, and she's literally been experiencing the same thing this entire time. And I'm like, and she's really good at hair, like top tier, but she don't understand the concept of spending money to get customers. So a lot of people, that's foreign. And even with her, they almost frown upon having to run ads to get customers. It's like a cop out to them, because they've been taught that. But it's silly. And it's just basically like lack of skill, lack of awareness, that's basically capping her income out. She's stuck at a certain income based on how many clients she could get, because she don't want to up her skills. She just thought that you just have to be good at doing hair, which is like 90% of it. You do have to be good at hair. If you're good at hair, the other 10% is just being a good business owner, properly managing your money, then maybe doing some proactive advertising. You don't have to run ads, but you do need new people, discovering your business consistently. You can't just keep relying on like word of mouth, and someone may post you, like that type of stuff. You gotta like proactively go out there, whether you're passing out business cards every day or flyers, knocking doors, whatever. You gotta make sure new people are aware that you exist. So for anyone that's currently, experiencing this, like, you're not making the money that you want to make, you just got to get your skills up. That's it. Which ain't hard. Like, I don't know, depending on where you are. I've played all levels. At the very bottom, or you had to earn for money because you were so skillless. But depending on where you are, you may just need to take off for 3 months, 6 months, and get your skills up. And it's so many opportunities out here, especially with all of these new tools. Like, we have a lot of free tools right now, like ChatGPT and Claude and all of this shit, like free tools to either learn or use to start making more money. When I got started at this social, online marketing, making money shit, I used to sell blog posts to people on Fiverr. I used to sell blog posts and backlinks. And the thing about in 2015, like the ChatGPT, like if you go to ChatGPT right now and say, hey, make me a blog post about lawn care, about trees, you can actually read it and understand it. There was nothing that it wrote made sense, but we were still able to sell it. But you couldn't sell it to like a real business. We sold it to people who were doing SEO, and SEO is just it means search engine optimization. So people who are trying to manipulate Google to get rankings, to get customers. But you can't go sell like it's called like spun content. You couldn't go really spun content to like a real business owner because the content didn't make sense. But now in this day, you literally can start a business where you provide blog content to small business owners or plumbers or doctors or lawyers or whoever, and use this free ChatGPT thing to make the content for you. So as this new technology comes about, we're going to need less skills, but we're just going to need more creativity. So even though I'm like, oh, you know, you need to up your skills to make the money, these tools have the skills like built in the tools. You just need to be creative in how you use the tools. It's the same as like a gun. I mean, I don't know, you could go shoot an old lady, or you could like become a security guard and, you know, protect people. It's just how you use the thing. So even now I know people, they take ChatGPT and they use it for the most ignorant shit on earth that doesn't even make sense. Or you could be creative about it, especially if you're in a position where you need money, and take these tools and monetize them. Like, we literally use ChatGPT for the blogs. We also use ChatGPT to script content for like faceless YouTube channels, which is another way that you can make money. Like, we literally have like YouTube channels where it's like, hey, ChatGPT, come up with a script for a scary story. And this requires no skills. You just need to be creative. Give it a little bit of guidance on what to include in the scary story. Then we take that script and plug it into this other tool that gives you like free credits to start. It will eventually cost money, but it's called Playhit, play.ht. You plug it in there, and or you can use 11 Labs, and it'll take the script and like put a voice, a real human sounding voice on it. Then you go to Canva, which is free, and you put together like some slides for the actual like video, then you upload it to YouTube. And you just do that every day for 730 days. I think that's the math on 2 years. And that's the name of the game, like being consistent. A lot of people will do that for like a week and post 2 videos like, oh, I'm not monetized, I don't have any views. Like, it don't work like that. Especially in this climate where the barrier to entry for shit like that is low. And as long as the barrier to entry is low, that means a lot of people are going to be doing that. So in order to win, you just have to outlast the other slackers. And that's pretty easy. Like 90% are going to drop off after 2 or 3 weeks of not making enough money to buy a Lamborghini. And then in a month, like 95% are going to be gone. In 3 months, like 99% are going to be gone. It's like just going to be the 1% who know better. That just has to be you. And that applies to all businesses, not just the YouTube shit. Like, I started Agro Salons in 2018, I believe. And I've seen people come and go. They just quit. Like, I'll go scroll down to my, it's so funny because back then, like when I had like less followers, I was getting way more engagement. It's just so funny how social media changes. But I go and see who was commenting, who was liking, and like tap on their page. Page might not exist, or the last post was like in 2019, 2020 or some shit. Like, that's the key to being successful in business, like not fucking quitting. Oh man. Every business that I've had that failed is because like I quit. I didn't make enough money for the Lamborghini, and like 3 weeks. I'm like, man, this doesn't work. Like when I was starting to make money online stuff, I probably had like, at one time, like 7+ businesses going. And it just spreads you thin. Like, you can't focus on one thing to make it work, because you're trying to juggle too much. Then on top of that, majority of those business took money to like maintain. So it's like now you have 7 businesses worth of expenses, like hosting, blog content, backlinks. I was doing like a lot of SEO stuff. I had a CBD blog. I had a laser cutter printer blog. I had a plumbing supply website. I had it was like a medical supply website. I was doing the Fiverr stuff. I had a hookah blog. And I had this other side hustle where I was selling hookahs on eBay and driving traffic from YouTube to the eBay listing. So it's just a lot of shit going at once. But good thing I hired that coach, and he was like, you need to focus on hair, because once I did that, that's when like what I was looking for actually happened. But yeah, I know we kind of going all over the place, but hopefully y'all are getting some value from this. Stay disciplined, stay focused, do the work, stop chasing the money. So I promise, like, if you just get better, whatever it is that you're doing, 5% better a month, 1% better a day, whatever the case may be, you just get better. Like, the money's gonna come. But chasing money is literally just chasing money. And you're never gonna catch it. And when you do catch it, you're gonna squander it anyway. Then that 10K is not gonna be enough. And that shit right there itself is just a never-ending loop. That's why it's just best to get better. Become the best. Because all of the money you could ever hope for is gonna come. That chasing money shit, we be chasing money typically for like material shit. And it's like, if your goal when you was at 0 was 10K, you hit 10K, then you created a 10K per month lifestyle for yourself. And now 10K is basically 0. Now in order to survive, you need to make 20K. 10K for your lifestyle, then the other 10K to not be broke. Until you start building up a 20K per month lifestyle. You're just like in this never-ending trap, never-ending loop of always needing more money. Which I've dealt with. And I laugh at people now like that go through this, like always like needing money. I'm like, I don't get why you need so much money to live. Especially these unimpressive ass lifestyles. But anyway, hopefully y'all got some value from this video. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. If you're new here, subscribe. Also comment your thoughts, comment what you think, comment any questions, and I'll make another video replying to your question. Thanks for watching.